Hello, my name is Sarah, and today I will be doing a book review to Dark Prince by Christian Feehan. I hope I am pronouncing that last name correct. So, yes, the famous Dark or Carpathian series. I'm going with Carpathian because I like that title better. So, yes, I am reading the Carpathian series now. For those of you who are already far into it. So for those who don't know, I would rank this book almost right next to Laura Adrian's Midnight Breed series, and yet it also falls into say if you like the Black Dagger Brotherhood by J.R. Ward. So for those of you who think these are vampires, they are not. They are what's called Carpathians, like how in the Midnight Breed series they are called the Breed. So for those of you who don't know, we have the characters, I think you pronounce it Michael, some fancy European version of it, and Raven. Two main characters. Raven's a human who's also telepathic, and Michael is the prince to the Carpathian race. And so a vacation leads to them getting married, and then they find out that assassins are after them once again, like how they have been over the centuries. And also the Midnight Breed and the Black Dagger Brotherhood, the Carpathians, for over 500 years they have not had a female child, and all of them have been born males, Midnight Breed, and they have to worry if the child will make it through its infancy. So kind of like Black Dagger Brotherhood, the children being born. This book, it was like a complete roller coaster, people. I mean, you have me, and then I'm like, what? And then are you kidding me? And it's just y'all people need to have a proper date. The whole time I was reading this book, I was thinking of Fool's Rush In. The scene where when the two couple figure out where they both want to live at separate places, the friend of the female actress, she said, see, this is what you find out on the second date. They needed a second date, people. So yeah, that's my non-spoilers. I give this book 3 out of 5 stars just because of all the relationship issues they had, and it seemed a little rushed. And there were some scenes where I was a little confused and saying if Michael was human or if he was a beast, because Carpathians can shapeshift into animals. And there was just some scenes where they just went from one spot to another, and I was like, did I miss something? Either way, this was made back in I think 99, so I understand how it is. I liked it. It's a great beginner, a nice little starter for a series, which it is. A very, very long series, which is going to take me forever to catch up with. Either way, 3 out of 5, and this is my non-spoilers. So for bye, and for spoilers, let's just wait a little bit longer. So, am I pronouncing it right? Feehan, Christian Feehan. Please tell me I'm getting this right. So, spoilers. So yes, we have the Carpathians. They have psychic abilities, and they can shapeshift. They can stop their hearts and lungs when they go into the earth to heal. That's a little vampire old traditional thing. They just do that to go heal. They have to sleep during the day because the sun makes them want to go to sleep. I just be a lazy cat. Hello. And yeah, we have Michael, who is the prince of the Carpathian race, and he has a younger brother named, I call him Jacques. I probably pronounce it differently, but that's what I've been calling him in my head for a very long time. And you get to meet a few other characters who I believe are important, like Gregory, who's known as the Dark One, the oldest Carpathian as of, and Byron, who is the friend of Jacques. So I'm thinking, okay, those guys might be important. So it takes off right into Michael, meaning Raven, through telekinesis. No, telepath. Because she's a telepath, she can read people's minds. And yeah, she just feels him suffering, and all of a sudden she just pops into his head out of the blue. It's hi, do you need any help? He's who is this? It's I would be like that. It's I have someone in my head. I'm going crazy. But yeah, Raven's an American. She's been helping police catch serial killers by getting into their heads, which I'd be ooh, I would not want to do that for a living. And so she's somewhere in Europe for vacation. I know there's places called the Carpathian Mountains. I'm not really sure where that's on the geography. I can't think of it right now. So I'm guessing that's where she's gone to go have her little vacation, and then she meets Michael through telepathy. So it's like, and all of a sudden he's very taken with her. He goes to see her in the form of an owl. I swear he keeps shifting between an owl and a wolf, and he also, Carpathians can also turn to mist, which I could use that on occasions, but they have so many abilities. It looks like they wouldn't have natural enemies, but of course they do. And yes, he knows that Raven is his life mate. Life mate is like their mate, and how they can tell is that they can finally feel emotions again, and they can see color. And it's like automatically, you're my life mate, you must belong to me, you shall never leave my side. It was like, this whole book, I was just like, stop it, stop it, stop it. Because Michael was so overprotective of her. It's like, yes, she is a woman. That doesn't mean you should be protecting her 24/7. She's been chasing serial killers and living on her own for like a very long time. She can take care of herself. And then we find out the other end of the bond when Michael gets hurt and he goes underground to heal. And Raven feels a little suicidal because she's not near him. I would not want to be a life mate. I swear, I would not want to be a life mate. Having like some weird person coming for me saying like, I can see colors, I can feel because of you, we are meant to be. I would run away. So yes, my biggest issue is how fast they became a couple. It's like he only met her, not really through their bond telepathy, and then he goes to the place where she's staying, the inn, and then he used his ability to strangle a guy who just like touched her, just all being like, hey, maybe I can get her attention, kind of touch her, and he starts strangling him, and then Michael shows up out of nowhere, picks up Raven after releasing the douche, and then walks out with her. It's like, I would call the cops. I don't know. I mean, yes, these village people seem to know him very much, but I would call the cops, people. They have chess together at his place, and then they hook up together that same night. The next night, they do another hookup, and then it's like, oh, by the way, we're now married in the Carpathian way. It's like, this wasn't even our first date. We did not even have like an actual first date, and now I am married to you. And she knows he's Carpathian, but she just thinks like another type of person, like Mexican, French, Dane, Carpathian. She just thinks it's another type of ethnic person who has special psychic abilities. He only tells her the whole story when she's going through her transition, when she's turning into one of them. Is like, yeah, not my greatest achievement this week. So it's like, Lordy. My favorite scene was when she was with Jacques, and he showed how old he was. He tipped his hand to her because she was back talking him. She does that with a lot of the Carpathian men, and they're like, am I hearing this right? Is she back talking to me? Are y'all hearing this? And so, yeah, Jacques was talking with her, and Raven was talking back, and he's like, Jacques said this, what happened to the time when the women were like, yes, my lord? Jacques, your age is showing. I was like, there you go. And so we have fanatics who believe the Carpathians are actual vampires. I was like, oh lord. I wouldn't be surprised if some people thought like that, but it's like, they were all in one place the first night Michael found out. Couldn't you have just burned down the cabin and got rid of them right then and there? Hello? Then you wouldn't have the problem with a kid emailing information about collected data on the Carpathians to people who might believe him. It's like, your people are almost extinct, and you let some kid get away with this. I'm like, oh lord. My biggest question though, Michael is the prince, right? So there wasn't a big thing on explaining if his parents were dead or not. So if his father is still alive, where's the king? And if the king is dead, wouldn't Michael be the king instead of the prince? It was like, that's one of my biggest things. One of them. It's like, Michael's the prince, so why isn't the king taking care of this? Or if the king is dead, why do they keep calling Michael the prince? Wouldn't he be the king? Like, I need to talk to Gregory about this, because he's the oldest one. I need to talk to him a lot about this. Speaking of Gregory, he reminded me a lot of, like, Rio from Midnight Breed series and Sadist from the BDB series. Because he's, like, the oldest and everyone fears him. And he sporting along the line of where he might go to the sun, which means die, or given to the beasts that they all have and become the actual vampire of mythology. And it's like, he's only reason he's staying where he is because of his allegiance to Michael. I was like, I would hate for when that ends, but apparently he believes that the next generation, aka Michael's future daughter, will be his life mate. But it's like, he made me a little bit nervous on having him around, how he was giving orders like he was in charge and telling Michael what to do. It's like, don't let it go to your head, buddy. I know your allegiance to Michael, but don't let it go to your head. Okay, I always get hung up on, like, the smallest characters, certain characters, like the smallest ones, but seem to have, like, a big impact in a way. My biggest worry about someone was Michael's brother-in-law, because in the book we find out, like, in the very beginning, that his sister Noelle was killed, and her mate, what was it? Rand. He was out and about, and a little cuckoo, and it's like, and then he showed up to Raven, and he's like, oh, don't worry, I was just looking over her to protect her. Rand, go to the earth, heal, then you can see your son. I was like, and then he disappeared. Is there a book with Rand's story? Because I need some type of fulfillment. I need satisfaction. I need to know what happens to him. It's like, yes, he's like only showed up twice. In a way, yeah, just twice. And I was like, I need to know more. He just showed up and bam, he's gone. I need to know more. Is he gonna go cuckoo? Is he gonna recover? Is he gonna like disappear and do like a whole vigilante vendetta thing or something like that? Minor characters, they get me like this. So it's like, ugh. So at the end, we find out the vampire that's leading this fanatic group, he tried to get Raven to think of him as her life mate, as her life mate, and it's like, it's like, go away, dude. He was creepy as hell. He was like, ugh, and just doing the mind trick on her. Ooh, and so yeah, they kill him. Raven, she becomes Michael's life mate. Like, she fully accepts it at the end. They all do a ceremony for the priest that died. And they fly away as birds. Or in this way, owls. Can I just shift into owls? I like wolf, owls, mist. And Michael can talk to wolves. The evil vampire Andre had wolves and bats and a bear for his minions. I think they can turn into like some giant wildcats as well. Further on into the series, you meet those who do. I didn't exactly get to see those though. Yeah. So they just moved a little too fast on this one. Like, even Raven was like, "Oh, I will be yours," and then at the end, it's like, "I don't think I can do this," and she was back to, "Okay, I'm with you, I'm by you," and then she's like, "Why don't you trust me? Blah blah blah. I don't think I can do this." Make up your mind, woman. Either you like the guy, or you're like, we need to take a break and make sure you have a restraining order because the guy will not let you go. It's like, this was a good pilot. I would say it was like an episode. A good pilot introducing the Carpathian race and everything, laying out that they have an enemy, the antagonist, the vampire fanatic groups. I want to hunt them down, even though they're not real vampires. And we have that looming shadow of those out in the world with modern day technology, knowing that they are there, but Carpathians have no clue who they are, so they have to worry about their people being kidnapped, and they have to be extra protective of their females, considering a female hasn't been born in over 500 years. And now they have their Hope, who's Raven, who successfully turned it into a Carpathian. Because women in the past, they've always gone crazed and killed people, but because they believe she's psychic, that helped out in a way. So now she is their Prince Michael's life mate. She holds the key to their future salvation and a way of hope. They believe that they might finally have a chance of turning human women into Carpathians if they're psychic. And yeah, that was it. 3 out of 5 stars, just because the constant roller coaster of the couple trying to come up with a way to live is like, I'm an American, I'm only here for vacation, I'm gonna go back, and the guy's like, no, you shall stay with me forever. It's like, we can try out dating, long distance Skype or something, because this is like made back in 99, so I'm pretty sure emails existed, so you could talk, or you can like send out letters. People still do that. I like the Carpathian men because the way they think, and they met Raven, they're just like so out of element with her. She's like a modern day woman, so she's not gonna do what they say. She will speak her mind, and she will put them in their place. I love that about Raven. And yeah, her telepathic abilities were cool. She was able to help out in a way, and a lot, because she was connected to Michael and Gregory, because Gregory gave her some of his blood, so she was able to help out. So yeah, besides that, I need my answers for Rand. People, does he get his own book? Because I need to know. And yes, I also need to know if the king is alive or not, because it's one of those things that was just bugging me through the whole series. So my favorite character in a way right now is Jacques, because he's a little funny. He has that comedy side to him, and everyone mentions how he still wasn't that far away from feeling his emotions. Like, he probably lost them like a few centuries ago compared to the others, so he remembers what they felt like. And yeah, this was The Dark Prince by Kristen Feehan. So yes, 1 book down! 29 more to go, and maybe 30 if she publishes another one. It's like, this is gonna be a long read for me. I got many books to read, so yeah. For those of you who like Laura Adrian's Midnight Breed series, and for those who like the BDB series from J.R. Ward, this falls into that category. I would recommend it, of course. You know my opinions of it, so if you make it through that, we might get a full, like a bigger world and more character development and stuff, and not the quick hitched situation. Like, yes, let's go on a couple of dates, people. So yeah, this is my book review on Kristen Feehan's Dark Prince. My name is Sarah, and bye!